I had such an overwhelming response to my previous episode, number 121, thank you very much, about rising food prices. I got several requests for me to talk more about it. So in this episode, that's exactly what I'm going to do. One of the things that really surprised me in the responses that I got were people telling me that they really didn't know very much about the business structure side of the American corporate food distribution system. Well, I'm more than happy to explain that to you. I do want to just forewarn you, though, you might want to make sure you have a bottle of Pepto Bismol or some other stomach aid nearby because it's very likely that this is going to make you nauseous. You see, at the consumer level, the model is based on appearances. So it's very important that regardless of whatever mob owned, corporate owned, brightly lit, and utterly sterile food shopping environment you choose to go into, you need to be aware of that you are quite literally entering a consumer marketing maze. And guess who the lab rat is? Here's a perfect example of how that marketing bullshit begins the very instant, even before you've actually stepped foot into the store. I'm sure many of you out there have seen or even used those convenient and seemingly caring antibacterial wipes for you to wipe down the handlebar of the shopping cart you're about to use before you start using it. Now, that couldn't possibly be marketing manipulation bullshit, right? Right? So you use one or more of those wipes and feverishly wipe down the shopping cart handle. You feel relieved and you appreciate the consideration that the supermarket provides of these wipes for your protection. Sorry to wake you up from that nice little dream, but wiping down that shopping cart handle protects you about as much as the man who believes he can save money on condoms by turning them inside out and reusing them. Hey, I did forewarn you this is going to be a bit stomach churning. The typical supermarket manipulation layout scheme, what they like to refer to as a floor plan, usually starts out like this. The entire produce section is usually towards the right, where, of course, many various kinds of fruit and vegetable produce are laid out for you to peruse and pick over. Emphasis on pick over, because that's what you'll be doing, just like 100 other people have done with the same items in the last hour or so. And of course, the same thing applies to every other item in the store. Things that are touched and or picked up but put right back, such as that can of tuna fish you just picked up and put in your cart. That was just picked up and put back by someone who is a walking fucking level 5 biohazard not more than 5 or 10 minutes ago. How safe are those fucking little antibacterial wipes for your shopping cart handle making you feel now? This form of manipulation has been around for quite some time, as some marketing snake came up with the idea that it would make you feel good and that you're special by providing you with those wipes, which I stated earlier provide you with about as much protection as reusing a condom turned inside out. Now, purely off the top of your head, if you had to guess, what do you think are the two very most purchased items in a supermarket? Go ahead and give this a pause. Actually challenge yourself to see if you have the correct answer, because it may very well surprise you. Okay, if you're back now, here's the answer. If you said milk and bread, you are an absolute fucking genius. The only way you can top that is by listening to the rest of this information that you may not know. Again, the marketing criminals know this. They figured this shit out many, many years ago, which is the reason why typically those items are at the very back or towards the back of the store. And the reason for that is the same tactic that casinos have used for many years. Every additional second they can keep you in the store results in more sales. Usually, shit you didn't really need or want. So, when I said earlier that if you could look down on the typical supermarket floor plan from above, you'd notice that it's very maze like. And I can assure you, it's not by accident. But what I'd like to do right now is shift the focus to those who are actually responsible for your food cost misery, and in truth, could totally care less if you and your entire fucking family starve to death. The administrators. If you've stuck around this long, I certainly appreciate it, but it tells me one of two possibilities. You're either a masochist or you have a hell of a lot of Pepto Bismol. So I just want to make clear the people I'm talking about here, and I'm using the term people very loosely, are not the regular employees, not the cleaning crew, the people who do the stocking, or the people doing the checkout. Hell, I'm not even talking about the store managers. They, despite endless administrative media propaganda, are not the enemy. I'm talking about a special group of psychopaths who you typically actually never see, who have absolutely obscene salaries. They do occasionally come down from their mountainous retreat of Mordor to actually physically go to a store for a grand opening, a corporate pep talk for the peon store management and crew, or some such. But they really do try to avoid the common dirty wage slaves as much as possible. The reason for that, other than being profit obsessed narcissistic psychopaths, is because Sauron, if I may use another J.R.R. Tolkien reference, likes to keep a very tight leash on their modern day ringwraiths. Because administrators' only true concern is to maximize profit for those the majority of are already wealthy and are committed to the hard work of continuing to sit on ass and get wealthier collecting dividend checks. They're shareholders. They're precious. That, in a nutshell, with no real regulation whatsoever, is why food prices have become so unbearable and will only continue to get worse, much worse. If you enjoyed this, please tell a friend so they can too. Until next time, no bullshit, mostly honest, Ernest. And just for sticking around, here's a little bonus feature.